It's Market Movers on a Monday. Happy Monday after a fantastic week of NFL football. Again, I feel like every Monday we start off the show by saying just that. So we'll get you into the order book and figure out exactly what we're doing today on Market Movers for Monday, September 26th. Anita Marks joining us on the show. We're going to break down the value and where you can find it as we head towards a Week 3 recap and how you should be trading Week 4 of the NFL slate. Then we're going to play New Jersey's favorite new pricing game. It is, of course, The Price is Tight, followed by Judging the Home Run Race. How does Anita Marks feel about Aaron Judge chasing the AL home run record? She joins us now. Anita, how are you? What's going on?
I'm great. I'm trying to marinate in the fact that we were recapping Week 3.
Oh my God, I know. Before we know it, we're going to be recapping Week 15, and we're going to be wondering where the time has gone.
I already am. I'm already wondering where the time has gone. I mean, seriously.
Before we get into that, we have a huge trade. One of our sports traders made the best trade of the weekend, is what I'm calling it, in a segment on the show that is called, of course, Buy the Dip. The dip happened on Saturday. It was Florida plus 9.5. Our trader here got in at $13.05 on the final drive of the game, Anita, with the Gators trailing. I think it was by 15 points. The Gators go down the field. They score to get within 9.5, and this bet cashed. Wow. Fantastic trading. That's the kind of stuff that we are looking for if you're trading on Sport Trade. All right, to the A block. It is Anita Marks and myself, Dan Koob. We're hanging out on a Monday talking about a wild Week 3, and we have to start with what people care about here, Anita, and that is the Philadelphia Eagles absolutely crushing.
That's what you care about.
I know. Well, I host the show. I'm also the host of the show. So absolutely crushing the Washington Commanders in a game that the Birds absolutely dominated. They went up 24-0 at half and sort of sat on the ball a little bit. As a fatalistic Philadelphia fan, that's a concern of mine. But you know what? We're going to be happy today. The Eagles actually need to have the top 3 first half yardage outputs of any team in the National Football League. Their first half against the Lions, in there in the top 3. First half against the Vikings, in there as well. And yesterday's first half, they have just come out and dominated the game script and done anything they really want to. From a trading perspective, I actually did not touch this game. The Eagles are trading above $70 the entire week. I enjoyed it as a fan. But again, a little worried about them on the real football field. Not so much as a trader. I know you, on the other hand, profited off of this game.
I did. I was all over the Eagles. Listen, I know you're an Eagles fan. I've got a ton of Eagles fans that are my friends. I've been telling them for months now just how great this Eagles team is. The depth on the defensive line. Bradbury exits the New York Giants because they have salary cap issues and just decides to go a few miles south to join the Eagles secondary. I mean, just like they just... I know I'm preaching to the choir here, right? And they just check all the boxes. On top of that, you gotta love what they're doing offensively with Jalen Hurts. Sirianni has changed this offense somewhat where it's just short intermediate passes. He's getting the ball out in less than 2.5 seconds because of all the talent, the plethora of talent that is working around him. It's all about yards after the catch. And they're going empty backfield set sometimes where they're really stretching the field. The spacing is tremendous. Where now the passing game is there. Obviously, 3 touchdown passes this week. The rushing game is there. It's just the Eagles are clicking on all cylinders. So yes, it was a big number to put down to buy for them to just straight up win. But I had to do it.
Anita, real quick, we're getting some audio feedback. I just want to make sure that if you're watching the live stream on your end, that the sound is off, and we're going to try to troubleshoot some stuff on our end as well. Looking ahead to next week, we're going to talk about our next team, which is the Eagles are going to host the Jacksonville Jaguars next week in South Philadelphia. The Jags looked absolutely legit. They physically dominated the Los Angeles Chargers yesterday. Doug Peterson looks to have stabilized this team. And from the Sport Trade perspective, they absolutely got zero respect heading into that game. They were trading, I believe, about $40 a kickoff, and that was only because Justin Herbert's availability was in question. Most of the week, $27 to buy the Jaguars to go to LA and beat the Chargers. I'm expecting another week of no respect for the Doug Peterson-led Jaguars, who I have to love, obviously. Philly special, love Doug EP. But it's time running out. We don't want to talk about what the price is because we're going to play the price is tight later for this game specifically. Do you feel like the Jags are undervalued and are being disrespected, and there's an opportunity for money to be made on them on Sports Trade?
I think they're absolutely, there's no respect here for this Jags team, right? And you want to say, well, who have they beaten? Listen, they beat the Colts and they beat the Chargers that a number of people felt were going to be the two teams that were going to win their division. But you got to look, Urban Meyer gone, Doug Peterson there, Trevor Lawrence, right? 77% completion percentage, 120 passer rating. He's getting the ball out. I just talked about Jalen Hurts, how quickly Jalen Hurts is getting the ball out. 2.2 seconds. Christian Kirk, they bring him in, they pay him a boatload of money. They play him all over the yard, especially out of the slot, where he's going to get a really great mismatch in regard to slot corners that he's going to win more times than not. You've got him. You've got ATN. You've got Evans. You've got Zay Jones. And all these cats ran 4.4s at the combine. So now you've got an overall, number one overall selected quarterback who's shining. You've got a head coach now with an offensive mind who's put together a game plan and a scheme that is benefiting him. And you've got a lot of talent and a lot of weapons and a lot of speed on the offensive side of the ball. Not to mention the defense has been great. They forced 8 turnovers this season. So this is a real Jags team. But here's the thing, Dan. I hope they're still not getting any respect because I'm going to jump all over them on Sunday.
Yeah, I hate to say it, and thanks to people who reached out watching the stream. We got your audio fixed, so thanks very much to those folks. Look, I find a very hard time trading against my Eagles. However, when we reveal the price of the Jags later on in the show, you're going to say, okay, I think I could probably trade with my brain and not my heart. One of the other games I know we talked about last week, Anita, which was a game that you called perfectly, was Dolphins and Bills. You had said this is going to be a struggle bus game for Josh Allen and co. because people don't seem to realize September in Miami is sweltering. The Bills ran 90 plays in this game yesterday. They ran 51 more plays than the Dolphins did, and still the Dolphins come up with a win. They are 3-0, one of only 2 teams in the league to be 3-0. Of course, joining the Philadelphia Eagles, the Giants can join those ranks later today. You mentioned the conditions last week, Anita. Is this a real win for the Dolphins, or is this circumstantial?
I'm still on the fence whether or not they're contenders or pretenders.
Okay.
Here's why. Against the Baltimore Ravens, they were down over 2 touchdowns, right? And the Baltimore Ravens, 2 of their starting corners go out in the fourth quarter due to injury. And now they have backups who are trying to cover both Tyreek Hill and Waddle, who both run 4.340s. And they caught lightning in a bottle in that fourth quarter. But prior to that fourth quarter, the Baltimore Ravens dominated them. So there's that. And then now they beat the Buffalo Bills, who, thank you very much. Yes, I called. I feel really good about it. I did well this Sunday. But again, I'm from Miami. I'm from the 305. I know what happens down there. It is sweltering. It's horrible. You put them in their blue jerseys. You put them in the sun, and and keep in mind, you and I are both up here in New Jersey. Yep. The weather up here has been 40 at night. So you want to talk about a real climate change to head down there. And they were working on a short work week, and their entire defense was an infirmary. Their two defensive linemen and 4 starting DBs were out that game. So I expected Miami to win. Now, Miami coming off of a huge win against the Buffalo Bills. Tua, is it a concussion? Is it a back?
How is it not a concussion? I mean, that's a whole nother conversation for another live stream. But the fact that he was able to come in the game was a joke. come back into the game.
Dolphins came out today and said he's not in concussion protocol, but the NFLPA is going to investigate this. Now they have to go on the road to Cincinnati. I like Cincinnati this week.
The last game we're going to recap, or I should say we're going to look forward for a second here with the Bills in mind. Bills and Ravens. The Bills are going to Baltimore to kick off week 4 here, one of the games of week 4. The Ravens are a fourth quarter collapse against those Miami Dolphins away from being undefeated themselves. Huge wins for the Dolphins, right, against the Bills and against the Ravens. The Bills coming off that extremely close loss. This feels to me, Anita, like a game that's going to maybe set the pecking order in the AFC to go, or to go for the rest of the way, only if you don't believe in the Dolphins' start. But because we have equity in these two teams in Baltimore, in Buffalo, this one just, it feels a little more weighty. And I was surprised at this number that we're going to talk about later in The Price is Tight. The Bills going to the Ravens, I'll spoil it for you a little bit, favorites in this game. Did that surprise you at all?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially like I just said, you're talking about a defense that they had 5-6 starters that were inactive against the Miami Dolphins. Now you have to head to Buffalo to Baltimore and take on Lamar Jackson, who's like the Aaron Judge of the NFL this season, right? Like he's playing for his contract and he's crushing it. So yes, I am a little surprised that the Buffalo, especially now you got to talk about the Bills back on the road. Now they just came home from Miami. They're probably still dehydrated. Now they've got to get ready, pack their stuff up and head to Baltimore. Now they've got back-to-back road trips. Yes, I am surprised that the Buffalo Bills are favored here.
I feel like we're just sleeping on the Ravens a lot.
I
mean, they had what? They had 3 defensive backs out in the second half against Miami in the fourth quarter against Miami 2 weeks ago. They're that collapse away from being undefeated. Lamar has been out of his mind. Devin Duvernay, Mark Andrews, Rashad Bateman, J.K. Dobbins is back. It just feels like they're not respected in general NFL conversation. And as we see, in my opinion, in the markets on Sports Trade, I think there was a real opportunity to get some money on them.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for the reveal, Dan. I can't wait for the reveal.
Let's not keep the people guessing too much longer. Let's talk a little bit about Monday Night Football, of course, between the Cowboys and the Giants. We'll pull up the screen for you here as we take a look at our Monday Night Football markets. The money line, or the winner, Cowboys at $49, the Giants at $52. 3.5 point spread on Sport Trade. Of course, there are multiple strikes that you can get yourself in on there. Cowboys at -3.5 at $62. The Giants at -3.5. We talked about this off air, Anita. I think a real opportunity here at 39.5 if you're willing to accept the extra half point. And then the total of 39.5, 48.50 to the over, 52.50 to the under. I'm just looking, Anita, at Giants -3.5 at 39.5, knowing that if they're able to come out and get a score quick, then that's a number that you could see a very fast uptick in value and trade out and sort of reset yourself for the remainder of the game.
Absolutely. And again, and this is what makes Sport Trade so great, right? Like, I'm not playing the Giants at -3.5. It's a division rival. And I'll get into all the reasons why I do like the Giants, but why I think this game is going to be tight. But this is what makes this so great, is that you're going to get great value at getting them at -3.5. They come out, they're able to put some scores up. And well, let me dive into it. I do like the under, by the way. So tonight, I'm going to the game, by the way. I do like the under, and I am going to play the Giants at -3.5. And here's all the reasons why.
Yeah.
People are sleeping on Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has been the most pressured quarterback in the NFL. Yes, he's been the most pressured. Okay.
That's a take quick. I didn't realize I had to bolt myself down to the desk. Go on. Keep going.
Okay, but just follow me here.
Ooh, all right. I'm putting my seatbelt on.
Daniel Jones has been the most pressured quarterback in the NFL so far through 2 weeks. Okay. He is also the most accurate quarterback in the NFL through 2 weeks. His completion percentage is over 80%. Okay. The Giants
is that like in the meeting room throwing out a piece of trash? That's not on the field, is it?
Wow. Your Eagles fandom is coming through.
I can't let them have anything.
Whoa.
We're 3-0. We're 3-0. I can't let the Giants fans have anything. Go ahead.
So, and the reason the Giants are 2-0 is because he's been able to scramble for, to move the chains, whether to better the field goal position for Graham Gano or to eat up the clock, and, team has no more timeouts and Giants win. So he's been able to do it in the air, on the ground as well. So Saquon Barkley is such a huge part of this offense, which is key, because when you get the ground game going, the stand play action comes into effect.
Yep.
And here's another surprise in regards to Daniel Jones. Who's he throwing to? Richie James? Richie James would be a number 4 wide receiver on somebody else's wide receiving core. Kadarius Toney has not been healthy to start the season. God knows what's going on with Galladay. So I just share that just to say Daniel Jones is playing good football. He's not he's not making the ESPN highlight reel, but Danny is playing good football. Now here's where it's going to be won tonight. Wink Martindale gets Thibodeau for his debut.
That's true.
And Ojulari. Wait
on the opposite side.
Wait until you see what Wink Martindale has in store for Cooper Rush.
Wow.
So that's where I think this game is going to be won. Defensively, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be able to get to Daniel Jones. I'm not expecting a big high scoring game here, so I am going to play the under, and I'm with you. I think you get really great value with the Giants at -3.5.
The under again going at 52.5 on SportTrade. To your point, Daniel Jones completing 70.9% of his passes, by far the most accurate percentage of his entire career. The Brian Daboll effect. What else can I say? There's nothing else I could say about it. It must be Daboll. I'm still quaking. There are aftershocks going on in the studio. Studio S is caving in around me. Daniel Jones love on my show. I got to tell you, I'm not a fan. What I am a fan of, though, Anita, this evening, while you are at MetLife Stadium, you're going to take a little bit of a break at halftime to join me on Twitter Spaces. You can find it on SportTrade's Twitter profile. We'll be breaking down some of the picks that we're going to make right now for this. Oh, you already said you're trading the under, right?
Yeah. I'm going to take the under, and I'm with you. I'm going to follow your lead, Dan, and I'm going to take the Giants at -3.5.
All right, I'm writing it down right now. So we're on the under 39.5, and the Giants, the G-Men. -3.5. Okay.
Yep.
There we go. Make sure you join us on Twitter Spaces at halftime of the game. It'll be about 10 or 12 minutes. That's it. We're going to get you in, talk about these trades that we're making, get you right back out so you can enjoy the second half. And then we will be talking about how to approach the second half as well. Time now for the favorite game in the state of New Jersey, the Garden State's favorite game. It is The Price is Tight. Now, what's the conceit of this game? Anita and I have discussed earlier in the day. I'll tell you, our graphic designer here, Kenzie, does an amazing job. My headshots, though, maybe not so great. So the conceit of this game, we picked 5 games. We're going to guess not only the favorite on SportTrade, but also the price that you can buy them to win. Whoever's closest gets a point. Whoever has the most points after those 5 games wins the game for the week. All right, Anita, we're starting with the Jags and the Eagles. Do you remember what your guess was? Do you need me to pull it up?
No, I remember. I have everything written down. So I do believe the Eagles are going to be favored here, because we just talked about how the Jags are getting no respect. So I'm going that I think this is going to open up at 62. The Eagles to win at 62. Okay,
I guess the Eagles at 64 because, again, Homer, and the answer is the Eagles opened up at 73. The Jaguars, no respect for Jacksonville whatsoever. I was shocked. I was shocked when I saw that.
Okay, so what are, because I'm buying up the Jags. So what are the Jags?
The Jags currently, I think, are 27.5, but let me confirm that real quick. So 28.5 right now to win.
That's your play.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the
what is getting 7?
We're still waiting for the spreads and totals to be put up on SportTrade. So for right now, for week 4, we only have the winners up. But
okay,
I mean, I imagine if they're at 28.5, if you're looking at them +7. A lot of other places have instilled the Eagles as a 7-point favorite. I mean, I have to imagine maybe 30, 37. That's just a guess. I don't know. But regardless, we need to start taking the Jacksonville Jaguars serious.
Can I just say that might be the play of the week?
Okay.
Dan? That might be the play of the week.
I don't hate it. I mean, I hate it, but I don't hate it if I'm interested in just making money. Okay, so I got that one. The next game, we're looking at the Browns and the Browns and the Ravens. Browns and the Falcons.
The Bills and the Ravens.
What am I talking about? I have the things mixed up here.
The Bills and the Ravens?
Bills and the Ravens. Yeah, let's go Bills and Ravens. Sorry, go ahead, Anita. Your guess. Bills and Ravens. Okay, I'll go. Bills traveling to Baltimore. My guess here was the Ravens at 51.
My guess is the Ravens at 55. I'm sorry, my guess is the Bills at 55.
Bills at 55.
Bills at 55.
Another one. Bills at 64. Rodney Dangerfield game for the Baltimore Ravens. Unbelievable.
What are the Ravens to win?
So the Ravens to win, given that score, are $36 for the Ravens at home to beat the Bills. What? A team that's a fourth quarter collapse away from being undefeated.
Oh my God.
Time to make money.
Okay.
Hey, it's time to make money.
Again, might be another play of the week.
Just giving you values. That's what we do here at Market Movers. Thanks for watching, by the way. Anita Marks joining us today. All right, our next game, we will now do Browns and Falcons. Anita, you're up first this time.
Okay, I do believe that the Browns are going to be favored here, especially Jacoby Brissett, how well he's been quarterbacking. I'm going to go Browns $58.
Okay, I said the Browns $68. And based on the pricing of the previous two games, I was supremely confident in this. It is the Browns, get this, Anita, 57. You almost nailed that one.
I almost nailed it.
You almost nailed it. So you're up 2-1. Next game.
In what? I'm sorry, really quick. What are the Falcons?
The Falcons. I need to start having these prepared. You're asking follow-ups, and me as a former journalist not coming prepared. That's okay. 44.5. So the Falcons are 44.5. Super fun team, right?
Because let me tell you something,
yeah.
Dan. I love this Falcons team. They're fun. They're running play action out of the pistol.
Yeah.
Cordell Patterson is running over everybody. Mariota, he's chucking that rock. They got Kyle Pitts involved. They got Drake London. I love this Atlanta team. Just saying.
I can't believe it took him this long to get Kyle Pitts involved. I think that was a fireable offense 2 weeks into the season, saying, hey, we're going to use him as a decoy, the 4th overall pick from, a year ago. All right. So Anita, you're up 2-1 here on my home turf. You're playing on the road and I'm embarrassing myself. Okay. Rams 49ers.
Rams 49ers.
Yep.
I think the 49ers are going to be favored, but just by a little. I'm going to go 55. Right. I'm going to go 49ers at 55 to win.
I took the cheese on this one. I looked at the game last night. I watched it. I watched the Rams ever since the Bills game. They've righted the ship. And I said, you know what? I actually think the Rams are going to be favored on the road here, considering how bad the Niners looked last night. I took the cheese and I got crushed. It is the Niners 58-5. Anita on fire. So we only do 5 games, so you've locked up the win. We'll quickly do the Bengals and the Dolphins here. Your guess for the Bengals and Dolphins was Cincy 55. I said Bengals at 58. It was 62.5. So Anita, our first foray into the Price is Tight. Guess what? Anita has come out victorious, up 1-0 on me so far. We will revisit this game, however. But I got to say, I'm embarrassed. I've worked here 18 months and I got taken a test.
I'm feeling really confident about myself now.
You should. I mean, did I miss 2 favorites? I might've missed 2 favorites. Maybe, you know what? All that means is I'm seeing opportunities to make money. That's all that means on Sport Trade.
I'm going to play Atlanta.
Yep.
I'm going to play the Ravens. And I'm going to play the Jags.
Before we move on, we move on, I have to get the story of your apartment yesterday. We had Alex Kane on your ESPN radio show. You said your apartment is the best apartment to watch football. You've got TVs going, you got food going, you got people congregating. There's drinks, they're flowing around. People, for whatever reason, seem to be complimenting Danny Dimes every day, all day. Tell me what it was like yesterday in the trading pit in Anita Marks's living room?
So obviously this was my first Sunday using the Sport Trade app. Okay. And so my friends already know I've got money on every game. I'm playing fantasy. I need this wide receiver to score a touchdown. I need this quarterback to throw 3 touchdowns. So everyone kind of knows, like they already have an expectation coming to my house, like all that I have going on. I've got a lot going on. I've got 3 75-inch TVs. I've got the red zone. I've got all kinds of stuff going on. So now it was a different experience yesterday because now I'm on the Sport Trade app and stuff's happening, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I'm trying to think, like, as the Eagles were, I did lay the, what did we say? 78. What was it yesterday? 75, 78.
Yeah. I believe it was 72. Let me double check to win. I think it was
So
72 or 73.
I laid that. We know the Eagles came out. They were just dominating. 9 sacks on Carson Wentz. The defense was sick. Jalen Hurts was sick. Now it's moving up. It's moving up. Now I'm up $48. I'm up $52. And now I'm like, guys, should I sell? It became a sport trade party where, and it wasn't just that game. It was other games. Hey guys, Atlanta's down by 7. I can buy them right now at $4. I think they win. What do you think? Buy it, Anita. Buy it. I felt like we were on the floor of the stock. Like I felt, and everybody was involved, like, buy it now, sell. What are you doing? Hold on to it. Don't sell. It was insane. It was a total blast. It was so fun. And everyone's like, I'm coming back next week. Like everybody was like, I'm coming back next week. I want to do this again. This was so fun. I know I sound like a commercial ad here and I don't mean to. I'm sharing my experience with you. It does. It elevates your experience for sure. Especially, it was so fun with all the people I had over here yesterday.
The marketing department is just absolutely buzzing right now. Just buzzing. How many different ways can we clip the last 45 seconds of Anita Marks talking about that? Go ahead.
Really quick, because we talked about this. I had people here saying we need to stream this live.
Yes.
I'm just throwing it out. I'm just throwing it out there. That could be something really fun we do where we're streaming live NFL watch party with a bunch of people hovering around a Sport Trade app. I'm telling you, there's something there.
Anita Marks, I want you to look at your screen in about 3 seconds once you get the live YouTube feed, and you're going to see a phone just off the screen.
I see it.
We already have it built. So you just say the word. When you want to live stream a game or live stream you trading a game, you just let us know, and we'll get it done. We are prepared. We are prepared for that sort of content. My trading experience was the exact opposite, and I'll tell you why. Because I had bought multiple contracts on the Detroit Lions to beat the Minnesota Vikings and had them plus 3.5 and had the over in the Jets Bengals. And guess what? Didn't sell out, despite the fact that I work at Sport Trade and keep telling people you should trade out for profit. So my day was not all that fun. That's okay. Trading on Sport Trade is a lot of fun, and I have to learn to take the singles and the doubles as opposed to always going for the home runs, because what we're trying to do here is get people off of the concept of winning and losing bets and realize that a real sports trader is profitable, and that is what matters. Anita, we're going to wrap up the show, something close to your heart as well. We're talking baseball in the Big Apple. Aaron Judge continues to go for home run number 61 to tie the AL record. Tonight, the Yankees up in Canada, trading at 47.5 to win. The Blue Jays, at 53.5. Now, I know, Anita, this is probably a loaded question. Do you care about the AL home run chase and Aaron Judge's pursuit of history?
Well, listen, I host sports talk radio here in New York on ESPN Radio. Here's what I find interesting is that once he hit 60, nobody's talking about the fact that this is a Yankees team that's won 6 or 7 straight and they're 1 win away from clinching going to the postseason. Like, nobody's talking about that anymore. It's all about 61. I think he's been pressing. I think, he's such a humble guy. I think, and not to say that he wants this over, but he wants this over.
Yeah.
He's excited. I think he's excited to hit 61, but I think he wants this over. So then everybody could go back to are the Yankees going to get past the Houston Astros? And can they beat the Dodgers or the Mets in the World Series? Like, we're not having that conversation anymore. And so I think he's pressing. But here's the thing. I think he does it tonight.
Okay.
Is it Gossman?
Yeah, the opposing starter, yeah.
Yeah, he's pitching for Toronto, and one of his pitches that he uses the most is a splitter, and it doesn't split that often, and that's one of the easiest
home runnable pitches.
Yep, there you go. So I think he does it, and also he's out of the pressure of playing in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium. Like, there was a 98-minute rain delay and fans stayed through it all. And then of course the game was called. So I think less pressure, and I think a favorable pitching matchup for him to do it tonight.
All for him to leave in free agency, right? Next year. Any chance he sneaks away?
So he's a West Coast guy.
Uh-huh.
And he's adopted. He's really, really close with his family. And I think that he wants to start having a family of his own. And I think he wants to be close to home. So as much as I think he loves the Yankees, my gut's telling me he goes back west.
I mean, should the Dodgers just buy everybody? I mean, listen, seemingly, right? If they're going to let Trey Turner go this offseason, they trade Trey Turner for Aaron Judge. Why not? Seems like a fair trade.
They have endless pockets, and they don't care how much they get taxed, right?
Yeah, so do the Phillies, except they can't win more than 85 games, which is pathetic.
So, listen, I hope he stays in New York. Obviously, if the Yankees win a World Series this year, like 90% of the reason they do it will be because of Aaron Judge and the season that he's had. So I hope he does stay. But everything that I hear from those that are in the business that have their ear to the ground are telling me that he wants to go back home, which is out west.
Here's my take on the home run chase. Baseball is by far the biggest record book sport we have. Nobody sitting at home watching this, or nobody who ever come on Market Movers, will be able to tell me without looking it up what the record for the most NFL passing yards in a season is. Nobody will ever be able to tell me what the record for most points scored in an NBA season is. Everyone knows what 56 means, and everyone knows what 73 means. And the fact that one of those two hallowed numbers, regardless of your opinion on asterisks, is compromised, has ruined home run chases for me forever. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. And that's a shame, because I love baseball. And I don't think I'm alone. I think what happened in the late 90s, early 2000s was a cash grab, and a huge one, but they sold their soul. And if Aaron Judge gets it, that'll be great. I'll tip my hat to him at 2 a.m. when I'm reading about it, when I'm feeding my daughter. But then I'll move on, and I won't think about it again for the rest of the day. And that's a shame. I feel really bad about that.
Here's it really quick, and let's end on this, because I know we've gone longer than we
well, it's been a great show, so but please.
And this was a topic on my radio show on Saturday, and that is, so they're estimating that the home run ball number 61 will be auctioned for no less than $500,000, possibly more. Home run number 62 will be auctioned off for no less than $1 million, if not more. Dan, since you really don't give a flying whatever about this, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you're the one who catches the 61 or the 62. Do you auction it? Do you keep it? Or do you give it back to Aaron Judge?
It's a great question. That's a great question. Even though I don't value the number, I covered sports and teams for 10 years, and I understand that these guys are people, guys and girls, are human beings. If he wants the ball back, I give him the ball back. If he doesn't want the ball back, that is going to go make his money. That's how I feel about it.
I am, with all due respect to Aaron Judge, I am auctioning. Do you know how many pairs of shoes? I love shoes.
Yeah.
Do you know how many pairs of shoes Mama could buy with $500,000 to $1 million?
Well,
a lot.
It sounds like Mama could afford a lot more shoes after trading on Sport Trade this week. Anita, thank you so much. We will hear from you later tonight. Of course, join us at halftime for our Twitter Spaces halftime show. You can find Anita and myself chatting it up at halftime of the Cowboys and the Giants at our Twitter. profile. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Market Movers on a Monday. We'll catch you tomorrow, same time, same place.